Well, hey everybody, John Ritlin here, and this is my review of New Japan Pro Wrestling's and Ring of Honor's Honor Rising Night 2 event. Very fun, especially with what they set up in the main event, so I have to give this event a thumbs up. A big thank you as always to Jen for sending me that little C-Block trophy. I really do appreciate it. Pull above my head, please let me know what you think of the grade there, and in the comments below. And I do want to apologize for a delay in this review. I worked 2 back-to-back shifts. Literally got off work at 11 p.m. Friday night, had to be back at work 7 a.m. This morning. So yeah, unfortunately I missed out on the live tweeting. That's why you're getting a review now. But quite a fun event, just as fun as night 1, with a shocking title changes. I'm going to get into just here in a little bit. Kevin Kelly, Chris Charlton on commentary. And you start with Toa Henare and Jonathan Gresham versus Zack Sabre Jr. and Taka Michinoku. Henare did pretty well. He did attack Taka to open the match. Gresham and Sabre Jr. continuing off the match they had in December for Ring of Honor. Very, very technically sound. Great stuff from both of them. Would love to see a full-fledged feud over a title for these guys. Whether it's in Ring of Honor or whether it's in New Japan, I don't really care. Whether it's in Rev Pro, I will watch that. These guys could have a great series of matches, a best-of-7 series, if you will, and make every single one different. I see why people praise Gresham so damn much. He is very, very good. And Sabre Jr., come on, the guy's a world-class, fucking submission wizard. I mean, not just a master, he's a goddamn wizard. But yeah, great technical wrestling. Taka, a lot of people tend to forget just how good Taka is in the ring. They base it just solely off his WWE run. Even though he's been wrestling for years since then, the guy's still just great, into his, early 40s. Henare did get tagged. Things break down, all this stuff and everything. Gresham is back in the ring. It's a legal man and ends up tapping out Taka Michinoku. And it was good stuff. It was a good opening match right there. And then you get Robby Eagles versus Marty Scurll. Quick start with just a lot of fast-paced offense and some really good stuff. Great momentum switches. Love the momentum switches in this. This was really, really well done. Robby is certainly a world-class athlete, having seen him at Defy Northwest show last month. Really have such a great an even greater appreciation for the guys. Scurll, haven't been able to see Scurll live, maybe one day. But yeah, this was really, really good. Some nice pinfall switches. They did sunset flip, sunset, they kept just switching back and forth. Very hard kicks from both guys. Going for the knees or just going for the head. Really, really straight shoot side kick right into Marty's head. Or at least it looked like a shoot kick. I mean, I think it's just because Marty's good at selling. Robby's just really good in general. But eventually, Robby's shoulder had been attacked, and you get the chicken wing, and Marty Scurll gets the victory, as should happen. Still a very, very fun match and very enjoyable. Then you get Delirious and Cheeseburger versus Colt Cabana and Yano, and kind of playing off of what happened from night 1, where Delirious was mad at Colt because Yano was the one that hit the low blow. But, Colt's like, wait a second, he hit the low blow. Delirious hit the low blow on me. I didn't know about this, even though you'd think Colt could have access to the footage to see. Colt Cabana and Yano they are a team I didn't know I needed until now. They are a fun team. I would not mind seeing them compete in World Tag League. I mean, they wouldn't win, but it would certainly be a lot of fun. And Delirious and Cheeseburger. I mean, Delirious at this point has been wrestling so damn long. I don't know how much longer he's going to keep wrestling. Then you got Cheeseburger essentially was just kind of cannon fodder here. I mean, since he's such a small guy, he's such a wee little man that any stuff that he did, like where he tried to lift people up or do stuff, he would, be unable to, or he did a double axe handle and it missed and he knocked himself out. But then, of course, got back up. There was some good stuff with that. There was more turnbuckle spots. The Shote, the Shote chop that, the palm strike that Liger does that he taught to Cheeseburger. He does that, but unfortunately it was just for a 2. And in the end, Colt Cabana gets Delirious, up on the turnbuckles, throws him down on the turnbuckles and the ropes, Chicago Skyline, and then gets a nice, nice roll-up, 1, 2, 3. Colt Cabana gets the victory, and him and Yano celebrate. And then Colt Cabana actually comes back out for commentary after the next match, and actually does a pretty damn good job. Colt, well, I mean, not really surprising that Colt's a hell of a talker, but that he really does have a whole lot to, say in regards to wrestling, even about people maybe he's not as familiar with. He still, can throw out some great stuff and call the moves and everything, but still a fun comedy match. And then we get Osprey and Hiroki Giotto versus Jeff Cobb and Dalton Castle. Very fun match, pairing, smashing the 2 singles matches that were from night 1, which were great stuff. Really good mix of styles. I really did enjoy this. Cobb, his strength is unreal. Having seen him live, I can tell you just how unreal he is. I believe he faced Brody King Brody King is not a small guy. In case people, have seen him on the Indies or just watching Ring of Honor, Brody King is not a small man. And Cobb just throwing him like crazy. Really did goddamn well here, though. Everyone in, let's just hit some moves. Osprey had tried for the Stormbreaker, where he double underhook and then picks him up on his shoulders and throws him off. He tried that on Cobb, could not succeed, but ended up hitting the hidden blade elbow to the back of the head and then hit the Stormbreaker on Cobb, who is not a small guy either. Super strong, and picks him up, hits him. My God, it was so impressive. Will Osprey getting the victory. That was some good shit. And hyping up the fact that Osprey is going to be facing Jay White at the anniversary show on March 6th, which is the next live show that New Japan has. And also stay tuned for the end of the review, as I will have a bit of an update on the New Japan Cup. In fact, actually, I'll just update you on the New Japan Cup now. Taking a look at the dates, I should be able to review all but 2 or 3 of the nights. I'll try to review at least 10, because I think it's 12 nights, including the finals. So I should. There's one that's going to be on a Monday, and it starts at 3 a.m., and I will likely not be able to watch it. Maybe I will. I mean, we'll have to see, but I may have to miss 1 or 2 of the nights, so I do apologize for that in advance. I will update you further on the review of the anniversary show. But then we get, so it was impressive to see the Stormbreaker on Cobb, and then we get Matt Taven and Vinny Marcella. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that at all. I'm not too familiar with them. A little more familiar with Matt Taven. So it's a Kingdom versus Naito and Shingo, and Colt joining commentary from here on, doing pretty well. The Kingdom kept mocking Naito, and they did some really, really good heel tactics. Shingo got tagged, hit some good moves, but then Naito got tagged back in after big schmaz and all, and close near falls, this kind of stuff. Vinny ended up being targeted. Shingo just hitting that pumping bomber, and then Destino for the 1, 2, 3. And Naito and Shingo get the victory. So a good match. Good match, I would say. Jay Lethal versus TKO Ryan for the Ring of Honor title. Nobody thought TKO Ryan was going to get the victory. Having not been that familiar with the guy, having heard the name but barely seen any of him outside of what I saw in the 6-man tag that he was part of last night, he did pretty damn well. He did pretty well. I can see why people sing his praise and why people are like, hey, you should check out this guy. So I can certainly see. And Jay Lethal I'm very familiar with. He was in Impact Wrestling for a number of years, and I've kept up with as much of his Ring of Honor stuff as I can, whether he's a face or a heel. The guy is absolute fucking dynamite. Only man to simultaneously hold the Ring of Honor TV title and the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship. And, I mean, come on, that right there speaks highly of, A, how good he is, and B, what faith the company has in him. This is good stuff. Lethal, knowing the TK and the Kingdom, want him softened up before he faces Matt Taven at the Ring of Honor anniversary show, March 15th. Lethal dives right outside on TK, takes over for a little bit, but then Ryan takes over with some really, really nice ground moves and some good stuff, some nice momentum switches, even stopping the Lethal injection at one point. TKO Ryan going for his finisher, which I believe is called, which I don't know exactly what, Mustang Overdrive or something like that. The announcers were saying a lot of stuff really, really quickly, and since there were 3 of them, it was hard to keep up on some of this stuff, but he tried for his finisher, did not work, and in the end, sudden lethal injection from out of nowhere, 1, 2, 3, Jay Lethal retains, very fun match, and Lethal always putting on a great performance, and I was very impressed with TK here. Certainly would like to see what he could do maybe with the TV title or something like that. Maybe he takes it from Jeff Cobb at some point. Who knows what's going to happen. I was, however, very impressed with him, so very impressive match. Matt Taven then attacks Lethal afterwards, saying, hey, I'm going to beat you. I'm the real champion. I'll see you on the 15th, essentially. And then we get the Gorillas of Destiny, Tama Tonga and Tangaloa versus Evil and Sanada for the IWGP tag titles, and this is where the show picked up. Very, very fun match. These two always have really good matches. I would say this is on par with their Wrestle Kingdom match. I got why they had the result, but at first I was very, very surprised, and it sort of made sense. And I'll get into that in just a bit, but like what it was, but they target Evil, they beat him up, Sanada gets tagged, put the Paradise Lock on Tangaloa, and of course Milano Collection AT has the key, but Sanada has to kick you out of it, basically. He takes out Giotto with a dive. Just Sanada diving, the guy just makes it look so goddamn easy. I wish I had the confidence I wish I had half the confidence in anything I did that Sanada has when he hits a goddamn dive. I mean, I'm obviously not a world-class athlete at all, but cut, I wish I had half that confidence. That guy is just super smooth in the damn ring. Impact really dropped the ball with him. But soon after, there was Kane usage, of course, because Giotto wouldn't stay down for long. Even though he sold the dive, he, at one point, they do the roll-up, and Sanada gets sent into the ropes, and Kane to the face. And, yeah, Tama even stops Sanada's dropkick, and it just looked like so nasty, like Sanada may have hurt his shin or his knee or something. Fortunately, he seemed to be okay. But it just looked like a bad landing. It wasn't on anybody. It was an awkward spot, but it wasn't like anybody's fault. Evil then gets tagged. He hits some moves. Sanada's tagged soon after. Very close near falls. Magic Killer attempt on Giotto did not work. And, it seemed like Evil and Sanada, every time they got a chance, they got stopped. There was a skull end, but, Taka seemed like he was out. Sanada goes for the mood assault, the Keijo mood assault, and doesn't hit it, or Muto, I think is how you pronounce it. I call him the Great Muto because that's how I knew him. But yeah, missed the moonsault. Tama, however, would end up hitting a gun stun. That didn't work. But soon after, super powerbomb while Evil was held outside by Giotto. And of course, the referee can't see us. There's a ref bump, but the referee doesn't see this. Super powerbomb where Sanada gets lifted onto Tangaloa's shoulders. Tama helping, and super powerbomb. 1, 2, 3. New IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. I do want to have one quibble here, even though I get why they went the route that they went. I don't like hot potatoing titles in any company. Sometimes I get it. Like Jay White beating Tanahashi, even though I was shocked, and I'm still not quite sure how I feel about it, go with the hot hand at that time. It makes sense in retrospect with where they're going with it, but I'm not the biggest fan of, switching, switching belts so quickly. Because Evil Sanada just won them like 7 weeks ago. Still, it was a good match. It was well done. The title change certainly was shocking. Even if I don't like the title change necessarily, though I understand it. Anyway, I digress. We then get, Finley and Juice. Finn Juice, if you want to call him Finn, or, David Finley, Fit Finley. Fit Finley wrestling in Japan would be interesting, but David Finley and Juice Robinson versus the Briscoes for the Ring of Honor tag titles. Briscoes mainly were brawling here. I mean, shocking. That's pretty much what the Briscoes have been known for 10 plus years. And I mean, that's not a knock. It's just that's pretty much what they've been known for. They're brawlers. Finley was favoring his neck at one point, because they kept targeting him. Juice got tagged. He goes nuts a bit. Double rolling sentons by Finn Juice on each of the Briscoes. There were some good double team maneuvers, but there's one point where Finley, and I swear to God, he injured his shoulder. I don't know if he just tweaked it or what, but they went to the finish really quick because he did this one move, and he was supposed to like hit a clothesline or something. But the way he landed, his feet landed on the ropes, on the landing, and his shoulder just this shoulder just popped, right? Like you could just see it. I mean, you could see immediately his arm was dead. And this was right after the Briscoes they hit one of their finishers, Froggy Bow. That didn't work the first time, but then they pretty much went right to the finish after that. They sent Juice into the turnbuckle and did Froggy Bow again, safely, and pinning Finley for the 1, 2, 3. And it was a good match. It's unfortunate. I really hope that Finley's not hurt long term. I hope it really is that it was a stinger or something. I'm really afraid as what it's going to be. I've not kept up on any injuries. This just happened today, so I don't know if any medical reports came out yet. Hopefully he is going to be okay with just some rest rehabilitation, and maybe him and Juice can be on the MSG show. But then you get the Briscoes challenging the Guerrillas of Destiny at MSG. Ring of Honor tag titles versus the IWGP tag titles. Yes, take all my money. I'm certainly here for that, and I get why they went the route that they did with the Guerrillas winning, because Evil and Sanada would have been a good match for the Briscoes. But after what they did in that 8-man tag the previous night, I totally get why they went this route. So, very fun event. I'm going to say B. Again, pull is above my head. And the only reason I'm saying B is because some of the undercard matches, while fun, you could miss them, and it was what it was. Not some of them, not all of them. But still, B, it was a very fun event, and that's all I gotta say. So I will be back for the anniversary show on March 6th, and I will have the New Japan Cup schedule written down, and I will update you guys during that review for that. But as of now, I should only have to miss 1 or 2 at the most. But anyway, agree, disagree with what I said. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritland, and I will see you soon.